Oh, my mouth's watering. I have to try it. Oh, yum. Try a bit of the strawberry. Ooh, that looks hot. Good morning, Nichola here from the Coal Miner's Cottage, and today I am going to be cooking some blueberry or mixed berry muffins in my vintage 1920s Meadows stove. I haven't done muffins in the Meadows as yet, so today is going to be a really interesting day. I have cooked this recipe before in the Meadows, but it was done in a big tray, like in a glass tray. So I'm going to be doing it in muffin tins. I've got my muffin tins ready to go. I've got all of my ingredients. I have my recipe in my cookbook, so I'll quickly read out the ingredients. We need a cup of all-purpose flour, which I have all-purpose flour. And we need some baking powder, check, a cup of butter, which I have cubed. That needs to be at room temperature. Some granulated sugar. I need both granulated sugar and brown sugar, which I've got. Vanilla extract. Oh, I have some good news about vanilla extract. I'll be making a video on making my own vanilla extract. I've just received 40 vanilla pods from Mumbai. So that's very interesting. And we need some eggs. I have 3 eggs and 1 cup of ground almond flour. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in the bottom of the muffin tins. Now, I know I have got some berries on one side and strawberries on the other. These are all frozen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in the bottom of the muffin tin with some brown sugar. That's what the brown sugar's for. But I'm going to do 1 tin with strawberries and the other tin with the mixed berries. I'm going to see how they go because the strawberries are quite big, so it should look interesting. And then when I tip them out, what I'm hoping is that they'll come out with like a syrup and they can just sit on a plate as a dessert, not so much as a muffin. I'm going to check the fire. I put some wood on it a minute ago and I think it's, yeah, I just put those 2 on. That was a small bit, and these had already been in there. I need to check the actual temperature of the oven. I'll put that back in there. So the oven temperature it's 270, which is, oh, it's actually hot. 270 is way too high. So I might just leave that open and let some of that heat come out so that when we're actually ready to put the muffins in, it's not going to be super, super hot. And I've made that mistake before with burning my bread, so I don't really want to do that. What I've done is I've put a half a teaspoon of sugar in the bottom of the muffin tins. So that's the strawberries done. And then over this side, try and get a few different fruits on there. I'm also going to close the oven door because there's a fair bit of heat coming from the firebox. I can feel it, it's very hot. Yeah, that's 355 degrees up there on the top. That is 211. I'm thinking I'm going to close it for a few minutes and see what the actual little temperature gauge comes up with, because I don't want it to get too low in heat. It needs to be at least 180 inside there. And I'll just leave that. I won't touch it. So it says, in a bowl, whisk the flour and the baking powder and set aside. Okay, so I need to get a bowl for that. A teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon. Okay, now I'll set that aside, out of the way. Put that over there. One good thing about having the Metas is there's always a mess on the floor, so everything can go on the floor. My son trained as a chef, and he would come home and cook in the kitchen and everything went on the floor. I was always sweeping up after him, but he was a delightful person to cook with. Okay, so now I need to get the butter. Let's take this off. So we're going to cream this with the sugar and the butter, and then we slowly add the eggs. It's half a cup of, granulated sugar. So while that's creaming, I'll get the eggs. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crack one at a time, give it a bit of a whisk, and then mix it in with the butter and the sugar. Okay, I'll just push that down because I'm nearly ready to put in the eggs. I'll just crack one egg. And these are room temperature eggs. Okay, so I'll put that in. And I'll make that slow to start with, and I'll get ready to do the second egg. And the final egg. Okay, and I'll also put the vanilla in now because that's what the instructions say to do, and it says 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Let me know in the comments if you've ever made your own vanilla essence. I'd be interested to know how many people have done that. Okay, that goes in. That's all been creamed in, and I'll just quickly, you can see how that's been creamed in. The instructions say to add the flour. There it is. I forgot where I put it. Okay, so now I've put the flour in. This has got flour and baking powder. Process this for 30 seconds. So that's had 30 seconds with the flour in it. And now I'm going to take that off. And I'm really mindful that I need to check the Metas again and make sure that it's not overheated. I just want it I want the temperature to be perfect. I want this to work out really good. I'm getting better at the Metas. I'm getting a lot more confident and figuring out that it's really just a game of patience. I have to be so patient. It's not like an electric oven. I've got an electric oven. It's a fantastic oven. It's like the latest ASCO. And cooking in it is, it's a breeze, an absolute breeze. So I have to learn that the wood-fired cooking on the Metas just takes a lot more patience and a lot more time, and you have to just manage that fire constantly. Okay, so I have my thermometer, and what's it? Oh, yeah. So it's still, it looks to me like it's still over 200. This one says 240. That's still way too hot. But the fire itself has dampened right down. And so if I'm going to burn it, what I've noticed is that the top burns within the first couple of minutes, like maybe the first 5 to 10. So I'm better off letting it cool down rather than rushing it and putting it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave the oven open, and if I need to get some more heat into the oven halfway through the cooking process, I'll just have to add a little bit of wood at a time, and I've got a fan and I can fan it to get some temperature into it. That's come down to $2.26 on the tray. So by the time I get everything into the tins, the fruit's frozen, so maybe the actual temperature will come down enough for it not to burn on the top. I really don't want them to burn. It's not funny. This is, it's a juggling act. So I've got the mixture in here, and now what we do is we mix in a cup of ground almond meal. Makes it quite thick. I think last time I did it, let me read my notes. I think last time I did it, I added some almond milk to it. Notes. I used a pizza stone. Nope. I haven't written it on my notes, so maybe I didn't. So you can see that's all nicely mixed up. So now I've got my muffin tins and I have my ice cream scoop. I'm just going to scoop 1 scoop on top of each muffin. Oopsie. Gee, I hope this works. I'm going to check the meters to make sure the temperature is good, and hopefully it will be at a good temperature for us to get the muffins in. It's saying 225. And I'll just get my gloves. I only need one. It's saying 225 on the little radar, but I just want to check what this is saying here. See that, what it's saying there is about 180, and that's what I had the muffin, I cooked a banana cake yesterday, and that's what I had it on. So I'm going to put these in now, even though it's saying it's over 200. I think we should be right. One, and I'll put the empty ones towards the back. There's 2. We have lost fire, so I'm going to get some smaller bits and see if I can get a little bit more heat back into the Meadows wood firebox. I'm just going to use this one. I found these, I don't know what sort of wood it is, but they burn fast and furious. So I'll just put that on there. So I'm going to use my fan because when I fan it, it gets some decent heat into it. But I don't want it to be too hot. So you can see just with the fan, a little bit of fanning, and all I do is blow it into there, and that helps the fire take off. And I only just discovered this, so I'm really happy about that. I've got a really easy tool to help me get the fire going really quickly. So the muffins have been in for 20 minutes. I definitely don't anticipate them being ready, but I think I need to have a sneak peek because I'm really nervous that they might have burnt. Oh, no. They haven't burnt. Oh, they are weird. We'll just turn them around. Hot, hot, hot. And the temperature has stayed pretty much what I thought it was going to be from the beginning. Nowhere near cooked. But just give them, oh, they definitely look weird, but yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. They're not burnt. They're not burnt, and we'll just check the fire. Yeah, see, I think that was just enough. We just did the right thing by putting that one bit of wood on there. I'm not going to touch that. I'm just going to leave that because that's actually working okay and the temperature seems perfect. It's been another 5 minutes and I just want to check the muffins again. Because, maybe not quite cooked. I might take, oh yeah, we're getting some nice sizzle on the strawberries. But I do want to give them a little bit longer because they're not quite ready. And I'll just show you the fire because it's really died right down. So it's only just got those 3 logs that are nearly burned out. And I'm not touching that. I'm starting to learn to be patient and not fiddle, not have to touch stuff for the sake of it. It's one of those things that you have to learn as an adult. That is the timer and that's exactly 30 minutes they've been cooking for. So I will take the muffins out now because I'm pretty sure they'll be ready. Let's just have a look. Oh yeah, they're ready. So let me turn that timer off. OMG, hot, hot, hot. And the temperature, look at that. The temperature has dropped a little bit, but that's okay because they're cooked. These are the strawberry ones. I'm going to be honest. I did not have any idea how these were going to turn out. It was an experiment right from the beginning. And I still don't know what they're going to look like once I take them out of the muffin tin. So they've just come out. They're still a bit hot. But is that what I want? Maybe I should get a plate and check one out. One of each, one of the strawberries and one of the mixed berries. I'll get a plate. Okay, so I'll just move that there. Here we go. Okay, you ready? Oh, look at that. Oh, it turned out amazing. There's a little bit of syrup in the bottom there that we've missed out on. But let's have a look at one of the other ones. They've cooled down a little bit now too. So, sort of. Let's get that. Oh, look, isn't that cute? Let's have a look. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. That turned out amazing. Oh, my mouth's watering. I have to try it. Oh, yum. Try a bit of the strawberry. Oh, that looks hot. I have to try some cake. Oh, did you hear that crunch? Oh, hear the crunch? Okay, this is the blueberry. You see the blueberry? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Not so sweet because there's only half a cup of sugar in there. All the sweetness comes from the fruit, the actual fruit itself. And look, you can see it's sort of all drizzled. Well, it hasn't drizzled down. The cake mix has drizzled down over it because this is the bottom. Check out the top. Perfect. How good would this be with ice cream? How good would this be with ice cream? I am going to stop the video and get ice cream. Okay. Just got a small amount. Back teeth, sensitive to cold. Yum. That is delicious. If you've got this far, thank you. I'm extremely grateful. I love cooking on my metas. I love it. I hope you love watching me cook on it, because it makes this worthwhile. And if you get to the end, I just love that. I love that, and I am super grateful. So I am going to turn the video off now and indulge in finishing off 2 muffins for my lunch. Thank you. Oh, Lindsay's not here to have a taste. Oh, working today. Never mind. When he gets home. Thank you.